Hey everybody, welcome. Andrew Ainsworth Golf Academy here. Second little video in the series, just looking at some of the more specialised areas of my golf academy. Going to talk about the ping fitting wall. Did a video last week about the Mizuno fitting wall, so go and check that one out if you're into Mizuno. But today it's time to focus on ping. I custom fit with two major companies, Ping and Mizuno. Both do amazingly well for me, both great companies, both very different companies in the products which they produce, but for me it's a great fit having both of these companies on board. So let's go over and just take a little look at the Ping fitting wall. Oh, just by the way, while I remember, that's a signed hat from Andy Sullivan, which was nice. My Ping rep gave me that, which was lovely, so thanks for that, Mr. Sullivan. Good luck for the rest of the year. So let's have a look at the current lineup. Ping are one of the good companies in terms of they don't change their iron models that fast. You know, they tend to run for about 18 months to 2 years before they change them. So it's good news, unlike some other companies which we won't mention who change the models quicker than I change my socks. But there we go, that's another story. So the main iron at the moment, we've got, let's tell the story. Let's start at this end of the market. So this is the G-Max. This is the really easy to hit club, get the ball up in the air quickly, very forgiving. Big thick sole on it. I mean, it really is an incredibly forgiving club. It's long, it hits the ball high. It's very good for the golfer who's looking for a little bit of help, and you'll certainly get that with the G-Max. So in the running order, we then move into the G, and for me this is the number one selling club in their range. The G was the replacement to the G30, which was incredibly successful. And with the G, they've slightly tweaked a few things in here. We've got a few additional features that we didn't have in the G30. Great club, fits a lot of different golfers. For me, brilliant. Just as a note here, this is a 7-iron, and the loft of this is 30.5 degrees, so fairly standard in the modern world. And as you can see here, we've got them in all sorts of different colour codes. We'll talk about the colour codes in a minute. We then move on to the I. So the I is kind of the club that sits between the G and the blade, which we'll talk to you about in a minute. Now, there is a replacement to this club coming next year. I can't tell you what it is because I'm sworn for secrecy. I can't tell you much about it. Can't tell you anything about it, but I know for sure that this club will go out of Ping's range next February/March. So the I is great club. Again, tends to suit the golfer who just wants a slightly smaller head, slightly thinner top edge with a little less offset on it, but still looking for a little bit of help. So that's been a popular club. And then we go on to the latest edition, which was the Blade. I've done a full review on this club. Cracking club, really fond of this. I've got a couple of 7-irons made up for me to hit, and I love it. I just love the way it looks. It's not forged, but for me it gives a really soft feel. So yeah, cracking club, that, the Blade. S55 still in the range, you know, we can still get our hands on that. So again, sort of competing with the Blade. So that's the lineup there. Let's talk about these lie codes. It's quite interesting. Ping started, I think, in 1959 is when Carsten Solheim first started the Ping company, and he realized pretty early on that one golf club could not fit all different types of golfers and all sizes of golfers. So he really was the first, you know, leader in custom fitting, and he came up with a color code chart, and you can see here on the fitting chart, just trying to get the one which had the least reflection on it, we've got all these different color codes, starting right up here with the maroon, which is 4.5 degrees upright, going all the way down into gold, which is 3.75 degrees flat. Now, the most common ones that we see here, black, blue, and yellow, are probably the three most fitted ones. But for those of you who not quite sure about lie and how lie works, this is a really good way of explaining it. Let me just get something to point to here. So if you have a club that sits a little bit too upright, then the first bit of the club to hit the ground is going to be the heel. And as the heel hits the ground, it closes the club face and makes you pull the ball to the left. If you have a club that's too flat, so the toe of the club digging into the ground, first bit of the club to hit the ground is the toe, that opens the face and you push the ball to the right. So what we're trying to ensure here is that we get the correct lie angle so that the club sits pretty flush to the ground, maybe just a fraction toed up. We tend to fit the clubs too because the shaft tends to bend and flatten the club out as we hit it. So that's lie. Really important, folks, that you get your lies checked when you have a custom fit. Lots of shaft options, not as many shaft options as Mizuno have. There's all the Mizuno shafts and here's all the Ping shafts, but some good options. I mean, the standard shaft that they fit in their irons at the moment is this shaft. And this is the AWT shaft. That stands for Ascending Weight Technology. Basic story there is that these shafts are lighter in the long irons and they get progressively heavier as you go into the short irons. And for me, that suits lots of golfers. It comes in a regular and a stiff and a soft regular. But we have got other options. We've got Modus 105s. We've got Project X's in 5.5, 5.0s. Dynamic Gold can be fitted. So Ping have given us some more options to play with, graphites as well. And then moving into the woods, we've got the G woods, got some drivers there and fairway woods. And again, lots of shaft options here. We've got the standard Awt Shaft, which comes in 3 or 4 different flexes. And then we've got the tour shafts down here. You can see the silver ones. These are the tour shafts. That one's an 80 gram in a stiff. I've got all sorts in there, extra stiff shafts and all sorts of things. Fitting tools to assemble the clubs, lie hitting tape. So we kind of got the lot in there. So big part of my business is custom fit. Do lots of it. Ping is my #1 company at the moment. I sell more Ping equipment than I do Mizuno across the board, and I know for a fact that in the UK at the moment, Ping is the biggest selling golf club on the market, has 28% of the market share at the moment across the board in golf equipment. So certainly in the UK, Ping are absolutely flying. So there we go, a little bit of an insight into Ping, bit of background, bit of history, bit of what I do. So thanks for watching. Post comments down below if any of you are Ping users. Love to hear from you. All the best. Andrew Ainsworth Golf Academy signing off. Bye bye.